Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be talking about some very important things, and these things that I'm talking about, of course there's nothing I'm talking about here that is not important, but the thing is, in recent times we are seeing an era of men who are getting weak and weaker and weaker and weaker by the day. Now the big problem we're having is that men no longer want to operate from the angle of men, which is the angle of risks. Now the greatest thing that makes a man is that when women are thinking, by default, by nature, it is not their making. They did not make themselves that way. Nature made them that way, to always go with the safest option and the safest bet. That is how they are. So that's why you're going to see, if you watch Nat Geo Wild during mating season, you see the men, they fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. The males, when they fight, the ones who win, the ones who get to win the battle get the right to the bloodlines. They are the ones who get to go on to sire many offsprings, are the ones who get to mate with the females, and then the females are basically waiting for the victorious ones among them. And now the funny thing is that you think we are human beings, oh, we are higher animals, we're not animals, we're not. No, at the very core we are the same with those animals that you're looking at. So the women always look out, they want to see a man who is safe as an option, or who is a safe bet for her. And so when a woman is thinking about it, she's not thinking about, if she's thinking about getting into a relationship with you, she's not necessarily thinking about, does she like you or does she not like you? She's thinking about, is she safe for you? And the interesting thing is that these are things that took me a very long time as a man to realize. She's thinking about her safety. Am I safe for this guy? Am I safe emotionally? Am I safe physically? Am I safety? That's what a woman is thinking about. But a man should not be thinking and looking out for safety in the consideration of his decisions. When he's making a decision as a man, you cannot be thinking of safety. What men think about and what drives men is the end reward. For instance, when a man is starting a business, he's not starting the business thinking about, oh, there's this risk, there's this, there's that, this could happen, this could fail, this could this. And then you begin to see men overthink. Overthinking is a woman thing. Leave it for them. As a man, your job is to go and act. So the problem is, you see men begin to overthink situations, overthink things, overthink businesses, overthink so many things. And by the time, before you know it, you end up not making any decision at all. So the ultimate thing that makes a man is his ability to take risk and bear the consequences that comes with the risk he's taking. So, but these days, men don't want to take risk anymore. You are even starting to see it in relationships these days, where you see a man is trying to get into a relationship with a woman, and then he's looking, okay, what does she do for a living? How much is she making? This and this, that and that. You are trying to seek safety. That's a woman thing. And that is exactly what makes it unattractive for females, especially when you see these females that actually earn this money, and then they are looking at you, that you are a man trying to seek safety. That is the thing that makes you unattractive. Not that, oh, she's having her own money, therefore she's no longer interested in dating men. No, men are trying to now seek safety like women, and that's pathetic. So the ultimate thing is this: when you set out to do anything, damn the consequences and just go. Taking the safe routes, risk aversion, all of these things, that is not what makes men. I mean, if our ancestors and the people that gave birth to the people that gave birth to us were this risk averse, there wouldn't have been any need for them to go to wars, because it was the men that went to wars to conquer territories. Mind you, these men that were going to those areas, those wars to conquer those territories, they did not know what they were going to find there. Nobody knew. They didn't know what they were going to find there. It's not like these days that every country knows this country's defense budget. This one knows this country's defense budget. They know who has this weapon, who has that, and all of these things. Those days, it was not like that. When you take off from your land and you're going to conquer a new territory, to bring them under your force, to bring them under your rule, you don't know what you were going to meet. You didn't know what was going to be there. But then guess what? I'm the man. I'm going there. Whatever I meet there, I take it. If we get there and we conquer them, we rule them. If we get there and they conquer us, we lose. But then at least we gave it a shot. We tried. So you cannot, as a man, run away from competition, run away from risk, try to find the safest route and still reach your true potential as a man. That is just the way life is built. So that's why you see so many businessmen that are successful. They can count their failures. You fail at this, you fail at this, you fail at this, you fail at this. The more you fail, the more you try. And it takes a great deal of perseverance. Personally, I am not even a stranger to any type of failure at all in this. I have had different types of failures. Plenty, and I'm not even afraid of whatever is going to come, right? So you are going to need an insane amount of perseverance to get through life and to actually stand on top as a man. And that's why, exactly why, the room at the top is just few. The room at the top is few, because very few people are willing to try. Very few people are willing to fight as men. You can't expect this to be handed over. Nobody's going to come to your house and, just hand it over to you. Even in a situation where you are born and your father is rich, you're born to a rich father, for you to actually maintain what the rich father has kept on ground, you have to step into the battlefield and you have to fight and take your place. Otherwise, you're just going to be in your father's shadow. Or you say, oh, now papa money the chop. He's spending his father's money. He's a daddy's boy. He's a this boy. It gets to a point that men will look at you. You cannot take your place among men until you step into that field and actually fight and win. So whatever name your father has built, whatever wealth he has built, yes, you can enjoy the spoils, you can eat, you can do whatever, you can drive fancy cars, but to be given the honor that is due to a man, you have to come from the battlefield. You have to actually fight battle yourself and actually win. That's the only way this is done. So a man has to damn the consequences of all of these kinds of things, all of this, oh, failure, oh, could this go wrong, oh, could that go wrong. You have to damn the consequences and just do the thing. Just do it. For instance, I ride super bikes and then people look at me and they say, oh, you are riding bikes. It's so risky. It's so this, it's so that. But then that is the reason men are telling me that it's risky for me to be riding bike. That bikes are dangerous, bikes are risky, bikes are this, bikes are that. But then you forget that we could have been born in an era where we could have gone to war and not come back. War could have broken out. And then you'll be forced to be in the war. You'll be forced to go into the army. You'll be conscripted and you go to war. There's a chance you don't come back. So what's going to happen? And then just to get on two wheels and go around town, have fun, be happy, someone is telling you it's too risky. And you're a man. If a woman is saying, oh, she's afraid of, I can understand. When a woman says, oh, she's not going to ride, she's afraid of, try to convince her, oh, you want to ride this? Oh, they're afraid of it. It's fine. You have a girlfriend, she's afraid of climbing the bike, she's afraid of riding with you. That's fine. But hello, in a man's world, risk is everywhere. Risk is everywhere. Alexander the Great, 33 years of life only, filled with battles and risk. And that is why the more men fear to take risks, the less they take risks, the less confident they become. Because confidence is something that I've noticed is built over time. Confidence is built from taking on tasks and completing those tasks, taking on challenges and completing those challenges. Those are the key metrics. Those are the things that build a man's confidence. So the less risk you take, the less opportunity you give yourself to face challenges that build you and ultimately build your confidence as a man. This is just how it is. But if you see a man who has dealt with so much, he has overcome so much, and then you see this guy is probably not even very good looking, he's probably not even, but he has dealt with so much, he has conquered a lot of things, even in business, even in finance, in whatever it is that he's doing, he has conquered so much. His confidence is through the roof because he has dealt with so much, and then the next thing he's now afraid of is to talk to one woman, or he's afraid of to, whatever. He's afraid of one very small thing like that. What the hell are you afraid of? That's not the worst scenario that can happen. What's the worst that can happen? Hey, if it's a lady you try to talk to, maybe a very attractive lady and a pretty lady, you look at her, you're like, oh, what's the worst that can happen? Oh no, I'm not interested. That's the worst that could happen, and then you walk away. You see her, she looks good, you walk up to her, she says no, you walk away. So please, ladies and gentlemen, men in particular, go out there and take the risk. Go out there, man up, take risk. You will fail. Things can go wrong. You could lose everything you have. But guess what? That is how empires are built. I've seen people, when I watch documentaries, if you come to my house, I don't watch movies. I don't sit down and watching movies. I'm sitting down and I'm watching something that can entertain me and elevate my mind. That's what I'm watching. Documentaries and very, very deep stuff. I can't sit down and be watching, movies. I'm not doing that. So I would once in a while if someone indulges me, but to say I'm sitting down and this movie I want to put to watch, nah, it's very, very unlikely. So when you watch a lot of documentaries and you see how so many businessmen, how many great businessmen failed. Someone like Bill Ackman, his first hedge fund came crashing down to the ground. You have so many of these businessmen that their businesses failed many, many, many times over, and they still came back and rebuilt those businesses. There was this guy I was watching. What was his name? Ziff something. I think he's one of the biggest real estate. I think he's late now. One of the biggest real estate tycoons in America. His name is not coming to my head. I think it's Ziff something. It's Ziff Real Estate. Since I have a PC in my front here, why not? Why not try to find it? What's his name? Ziff Real Estate. What's that man's name again? What was that man's name? Okay, well, okay, American. I must find it here. It's not even possible. I've already started looking for it. Real estate billionaire. Late. I think he's late. So what's his name? Sam Zell. Yeah. So Sam Zell. That's his name. So Sam Zell was a real estate tycoon in America, and one of the things he did was there was a bet that he did. There was a business that he got involved in, and the risk for the reward was the business was going to make him $5 billion, but then he had to risk $300 million. So guess what? He risked $300 million, put up $300 million for the deal, and then he lost a lot of money. He lost the entire $300 million. And then when they asked him in an interview, he said, well, the reward on the line was $5 billion, and guess what? It's a risk that I could have taken over and over and over again. That he's fine with that. That is how a man thinks. So you can't now sit down beating yourself up. Oh, I've lost money here and there. Oh, I've lost this. I've lost that. This and this, that. So therefore, I throw in the towel. I'm giving up. No. The ultimate thing to do is to persist, persevere, keep going, take more risks. Because the truth is, if you don't take those risks, there is no reward. And like I said, a man should not be driven by his fear of failure. That should not be the ground. A man should not be driven by safety. A man should be driven by the actual reward on ground. So it is the thought of the Odogu you become. It is the thought of the big man you become. It is the thought of the command, the respect you command, the personality you build, and the empire you build, and the people who get to be saved, people who get liberation from you being a man and you becoming the true person that you're meant to be. That is the ultimate thing that should be driving you in your head, and that's why you should actually be making those money moves. That's why you should be making those moves and taking those risks. Otherwise, if you're thinking of the safety of, oh, what if this, what if this, what if this, what if that, at the end of the day, the life is just going to swallow you up, and then you have nothing to show for it at the end of the day, and you can't take your place among men. So may the good Lord help all of us. Cheers.